How'd I buy my house? Well, I'll tell you, I bought my house on a lease option purchase. Something that the realtor never heard of, and I don't think the bank ever heard of either.
And when I saw it, I cried because the state it was in, it had been up for 5 years.
And the rooms were painted some colors that you couldn't imagine.
He thought we should take it, that it had possibilities, and it would take us a long time to fix it up. And on that, we moved. On the promise of a raise and the future of the house, we moved.
But that was my gimmick, see. I really didn't have enough money to buy it.
The raise fell through when we came down here, and we ran into financial difficulties that I thought we'd never get out of.
Most people, just as they are in every other town in the country, are living on tomorrow's business. We go out and we borrow for the things we want today. We want 2 automobiles. Your wife needs one and you need one. We keep the house outside and inside looking a little better than what the pocketbook will afford. I think that's the way the people in Bricktown live.
The people of Bricktown, there are 44,000 of them, are working people, wage earners who live on $11,000 to $15,000 a year. When Tom and Betty Hussenetter moved here, Bricktown probably had more trees than it did people, but that was 8 years ago.
Up until that time, I had never heard of Bricktown. And we laughed when we did hear the name of the town because I thought it was just a pin spot someplace in the woods, a swamp or something.
What brought the Hussenetters to Bricktown, what brought their friends and neighbors, was fear. When America's cities burned during the 60s, a lot of middle-class Americans fled down the turnpikes. Here, at exit 91, 60 miles south of New York, was some of the last cheap land in the state of New Jersey. The people from Jersey City, from Newark, from New York City, thought they were moving to the suburbs. What they found was another city, that new kind of American city, the one without a downtown and without public transportation. Its highways filled with automobiles and its schools with overcrowded classrooms. But to the people who live in Brick, the sprawl, the high taxes, and the highways are not what their town is about.
Bless O Lord, for these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
We have stuffing at this end. Keep it at that side.
What's stuffing at
The first Hussenetters emigrated to America by boat. The present ones have migrated down a turnpike. Betty and Tom and the 5 kids, leaving the grandparents behind. Betty and Tom Hussenetter are trying to make themselves feel comfortable, putting down old roots in a new setting.
Raise your glass, and I ask that we have the same kind of year we have concluded.
They feel okay in Brick, New Jersey.
With some reservations that everyone remain healthy.
Tonight, CBS News presents 2 family portraits. The first hour is about the Hussenetter family who live in Brick Township, New Jersey. The second hour, first broadcast 2 years ago, is about the Greenewalds, an upper-income family who lived in Birmingham, Michigan, 12 miles from Detroit. The Hussenetters don't know the Greenewalds, and the different levels of middle-class life in America being what they are, probably never will. We think there might be some value in your getting to know both of them.
WOBM, first and foremost, right here at the Jersey Shore. 26 minutes before 6 o'clock. Let's get going. Let's get moving here. If you're catching a train in Point Pleasant or maybe a bus over in Lakewood, or you're just moving out, just driving locally, let's get going. Let's get moving here.
Most men of Brick rise before dawn, commuting by bus or by carpool. returning to cities where they once lived and still earn a living. Most days don't allow for discussions of politics and world affairs. Politics for the people of Brick is having a job and having a house in a safe neighborhood.
Come on, girl. Let's go.
It's partly cloudy and 35 degrees
Ellen,
at
wait till
6
Karen gets
o'clock.
done.
An impasse has been declared by the Brick Township Board of Education in contract talks between the board and the Township Education Association.
Betty and Tom Hussenetter have been married 14 years. They have 5 children.
Aaron, hurry up.
The drama of everyday life in Brick is getting to work on time and getting the children off to school. To one degree or another, that is the way we all live, keeping time to the small details of life.
What time do you want me to pick you up?
4:45.
4:45?
Yeah.
I won't have to hang around and wait for you then. To me, being a mother and taking care of my husband and children is very satisfying because it's something, at 18 years old, I decided this is what I wanted. And this is the role I must play till my children are well off on their own and I can find something that will satisfy me then. But right now, this is not my job, it's something I chose to do, and I intend to fulfill it to its fullest. I'm very happy in what I'm doing.
Jimmy, are you getting ready?
Right here. See you.
Where's the cotton fruit one? Tom, he's gone.
He's not taking lunch.
Mom has to cut it, Jim.
Yarn? I have to put them in bed.
Jimmy, give me one with big fruit. Mom's got to put them in bed too, Jim.
Easy does it, Jim. I come from a family of 3 girls. I was the oldest of 3 girls. My mother went to work when I was about 10 or 11 years old, and as soon as my younger sisters went to school. My father worked nights, and we were left alone with me in charge to prepare dinner, do household tasks. Everybody was always busy. There was no time for any nonsense. Jimmy, you're coming home after school, and you're staying home, right? Because you have to deliver the papers.
Stay home or go play?
I have to go out.
I won't play with you all and come back and do the papers.
Okay, fine. I'm leaving at 4 o'clock. You'd better be home.
Jimmy, there isn't an apple in that bed. I know.
There's also cookies that he just smashed.
I know.
The day we ran away and got married was the day I changed from being a child to an adult and assumed a tremendous amount of responsibilities. I say I went to an adult. I don't think I thought as an adult then, because if I did, I wouldn't have had as many children as I have right now. I was very young and I accepted these things and never assumed what was going to happen in the future with their upbringing. Did you make your bed, Jim?
What? My bed.
Did you make your bed, Jim?
Yep.
Something wrong with your ears?
Yep. He thought his name was
You ready,
Sydney.
Tom? It's 7 o'clock. A long ride, Tom. Yeah, if you miss the bus, I hear.
Oh, the bus won't come till about 20 after.
Today might be the day it comes early.
Like Monday.
Right. Financial pressure is on us right now because they're all growing up at the same time. There's not that much difference in age in all the kids. I'd like to give them a little better education than I feel they can get in the public schools. My son has done very well. We put him into a Catholic high school this year, and he did very well so far, and I can see the difference in him. And I like to offer the same to my girls.
They tell me that, you know, I can't have everything I want because it's 4 other kids and everything. You know, this was a couple years ago, you know, when Kathleen first came, and, you know, there was 4 of us, and you still couldn't have everything you wanted. But I always wanted more and more, and I usually get more than the others do, and I don't really think about it because, you know, I got it, and the heck with them, you know. But now I realize that, and it's not really right.
Let's go. You're going to miss your bus if you don't get hungry. Did you take your milk money? You got all your homework?
Yeah.
And your books? Okay.
Bye.
Don't walk in that puddle out there. If you see Snoopy, send him home. Did you finish your homework that you were doing?
No. I'll get the answer.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you, did you finish your homework?
No. I had to write sentences.
I wish you'd learn to do this yourself.
So do I.
I think Tom is basically happy. He has what he thinks is making his family happy, and it is in a way. He got us out of the city. He got us settled down. We have a home. We're both working to keep the home going, keep our children happy, give them what we feel they should have. Basically, just a good life. Kathleen, do you want breakfast now? No. Okay.
What? One of these days, I'm going to get down to the bottom of these boxes. I'm going to get the prize.
Daddy's gonna get the prize if you don't get in here.
Well, come in and eat.
Come on in and eat with Daddy. Come on. Go over there and
Come on,
sit down
get
and
over
eat with
here.
Daddy.
You going to have that? Hey,
She thinks she's gonna find
do you
it.
want juice? Do you want juice?
No.
You better get moving. It's getting late.
Yeah, I know. I left Jersey City to get myself more room, to have elbow room on both sides of me. We had a problem with some neighbors that had moved in from, you know, the neighborhoods change, and the neighborhood where my mother's house was, my mother's family owned that property in that house for over 100 years. And I remember the original neighbors in that area, and everybody knew everybody else. And when you got new people in, they had different ways, and they didn't respect as much as the older neighbors did your ways.
My grandfather built this house. My mother was born here, I was born here. Tommy was 2 years old when he came back here, and he was here until he got married. Oh, the neighborhood was grand years ago, very nice. All the people, there are hardly any. I think, in fact, we're the last old ones left around here on this block. They're all gone, they all sold, and they're all gone.
As soon as the realtor knew we were from Jersey City, he made a point of telling us there were no black people in the area, even though we did not question him. Evidently, this is a question that's put to the real estate agents almost immediately. And I don't think it would have made that much difference to me if the house that I saw I liked. I'd want to live there anyway, because this was what I wanted.
Has never put out a sign and said, "We don't want no black people." And I don't think it would ever put that sign out. But I think that before any family comes down here, white, black, or whatever the family might be, they should realize what the difficulties are in living here, what the cost is involved in living here, and make their choice whether they want to live here or not. I don't think the town chooses them. I think they choose the town. And I mean they, quotations, whoever comes down here to live.
Again, his feelings are altogether different than mine. We have totally different natures, and we disagree violently on that subject of race and prejudice.
It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I can believe it. The street.
Tom feels a lot of pressure that he doesn't really show. He keeps a lot of his feelings hidden. If things are going wrong, he'll try and work them out before he finds that he has to come to me to say we have a problem. Most times he works things out on his own. Financially, I know he'd like to make a lot more money than what he's making right now, but I'm afraid that he wouldn't be around then, too.
heavy rain continues to fall over here on the west side and out in New Jersey. And so often it seems as if the number of accidents is directly proportional to the volume of rain, but at least we're escaping that outcome up to this point. Over here in New Jersey, approaches to the Holland Tunnel holding up reasonably well, particularly Route 19 approach coming off the General Pulaski Skyway, zipping right through Jersey City. Looks pretty good. Turnpike extension is backed up somewhat.
Tom Hussenetter is two people. Tom Hussenetter can't be anything else but two people. Number one, he's salesman, expert T. As far as he's concerned, he's probably the best salesman they're ever going to find. And if I stop thinking that way, I'm stop being a salesman.
The Jersey approaches 44680 and the PIP are obscured by the low fog in that area.
You know what's going to happen? Joe's washing the window again. We won't be able to see out of it anymore. Every time he cleans the windows, they get messy again, huh?
Yep. Someday we should clean the car.
We certainly should clean the car someday. Why don't you do that?
Okay.
Sure, you're home all day.
Okay.
Hey, is that marching feet? This is no national holiday. Armor hot dog. Incredible. Hold on. Those are all kids. We've got another banner. Armor hot dog. The dog kid loves to bite.
Just put that dog food on top of the basket. The bag. All right.
If you don't eat, I'm going to feel very guilty, and I won't even have
Kathleen,
any vitamins.
eat
and
your
I need
sandwich.
something. Well, I don't eat as much as I used to.
You stole the fork,
I was up.
Kathleen. I'm just going to eat meat.
My daughter didn't put a fork on for us. She was supposed to put a fork and a knife.
Is she taking table setting lessons in school?
She's supposed to be in today, you know, doing the whole bit. They made a dinner
Yeah, I
and everything
know.
else.
I
and
had to
she's-
wrap up a centerpiece this morning because Karen said
That's what
they
you
wouldn't let them sit at the table if it wasn't complete with a centerpiece.
When I went to school, they had a cane. And you learned, or you got the cane. Nobody knew about
They
it.
didn't
but
have
there
a
was
cane. They just sent all old nuns to our school.
Nuns didn't use the cane. They used your knuckles, right?
They looked at you, and that was enough to say, "I'm finished. I'll do
Didn't
whatever
you
you
learn?
want."
I mean,
Oh,
if you felt
learned,
that you
yeah.
had to?
Stanley there. Tom Hussenetter from Strick.
Love, respect, and trust. Is this going to... 2? Group 3. Is this going to be unanimous? Group 4. Group 5? Okay, that's the majority. Can someone tell me why they chose Group 5's rules? Chris?
It all just fits in with the whole family.
Right? Don't forget, you're going to have a room all to yourself now. Daddy's going to put some shelves up for you, and you'll have a whole closet all for yourself.
Oh, I can?
Yep. Do you realize you're going to be the only one that has a room to themselves in the whole house?
No.
Hey, Rich,
Yeah.
we got enough of these coming in, right?
We got about 10 of them coming in.
About 10? Okay. Now, someday we're gonna fix this yard nice. Now, I think you can use these too.
No, I don't think Karen's is a problem. Has any problems with her personality. She's very inclined to work around the house. She likes to do things around the house, domestic.
Yeah. What they came out with mostly on Karen is that she's interested in servicing or working with other people. So you might, you know, in her future she might end up being a teacher or a nurse, or she mentioned an airline stewardess.
That she liked was the glamour of it.
Oh,
that
really?
would appeal to her.
Yeah.
Walk. Come on. Dying. Want to take a shortcut? No. We're not. Of course. You gotta do 2 miles.
That's it. I mean, it's a trailer. What else do you want?
It's a clean-looking box.
Well, you feel anything else you might want to change about it?
Just so long as the roof is tight.
Roof will be tight. I guarantee the roof will be tight. No leaks. No leaks in the sides. Good floor. Doors all operable. All right? Rollable tires.
Cleaned up, washed.
Cleaned up. That's his responsibility. He'll make sure that it goes through the shop. He looks it over when it comes out of the shop.
It'll be clean.
So you buy from us, you get a good deal. Come on, we make the deal. Let's get upstairs, sign the paper, let's shut it down. All right? Close the door so the water don't come in. You see it.
I'm really two people. I feel that way because I think a person has to split themselves. If he tries to be all one, if he's all job, then he cuts off his family almost entirely. And if he's all family, then he cuts off his job almost entirely.
Go, go.
When I come home at night, I don't like to get calls at home. I don't like to be bothered about business. When I get out of my car and I come in my house, I want to leave my business in the car. I want to leave it so I can pick it up tomorrow morning where I left off. A lot of people frown on that. They think you should live with it all the time. I don't. I try not to. I found myself a few years ago being 100% the worker. And when I was 100% the worker, I got so wrapped up that I was really cheating my family, not even recognizing them growing up. And that's bad.
Why? Well, no, it's late, Tom. It's 10 to 7.
Probably great.
Hello.
Oh.
Who is this?
Grace.
She'll have to call you back. She's eating right now.
It'll be over.
Grace.
What time?
Angelica.
Oh,
She's talking to you.
She always calls, no matter what time we eat. She smells the food.
She's getting skinny, though, now.
Yeah, she comes in the window. Go ahead, go. She wants to have.
No, her timing is always perfect. Really is perfect.
When he was a little kid, he had
Don't
a lot
eat
of
any more,
homework one
please.
night. He couldn't stay up long enough to go to sir. Yes, sir.
Jimmy will find his there.
Yeah.
Karen is a dependable classroom citizen. Polite and a pleasure to teach. You know what we ought to do? We ought to run a report card
In the house.
in the house because we don't know what they're going to say in school. See, we could write our own report card
And see if it matches.
and see if they match, and then find out where the difference comes in.
What? Did she say I talk too much?
No, you don't participate enough.
How about me?
You really want me to stop? I think I feel closer feeling to my children than my husband does. He loves them in his own way, but I love them differently, physically and emotionally, because they are of me. I'll clear the vegetables. What are you doing, Tom? You're going to sit there and do nothing and watch us work?
No. I have one already.
There, my dear. The master has spoken. It's a positive. Yeah, I'm going to sit down. A man may work from sun to sun, but a woman's work is never done.
You're right. Oh,
Right on, my wife.
what about children?
Children should be seen and not heard.
What do you...
Try it once in a while.
Wait a minute. 4 times I tried to say something. We're missing a great birthday party.